I hope I have enough juice now, because I just did a whole PTSD thing, and apparently my whole face was cut off, so I'm gonna do the entire thing. And this is Timothy Krosky. Hopefully this has to be high enough now. I hope so. Okay. And I was talking about PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. And me, like many other veterans, have PTSD. And it's not the easiest thing to deal with. And sometimes I can just snap like that, you know. Anything can trigger it. I'm a Lebanon era veteran. I was in a Philippine coup attempt, part of the first Gulf War. Though I was mostly on shore during that war. I saw combat action in Bosnia, '95. And I saw 2 tours in Iraq. Yeah. So that's, wow. I went through a lot, you know. 24-year naval career. I was treated badly on many of the commands I went to. And my last command, the Bellawood. I mean, I'm an E6, and I'm getting treated like garbage, you know. My chief didn't like me. One of the reasons why he didn't like me because I had more medals than him. Oh wow, you saw a lot of combat. You saw all these missions, and I don't have crap for medal. Well, you know, that ain't my problem. So you're gonna take that out on me, you know? And you know, all the way I was treated while I was in the service, and then I got injured in the service, and they didn't fix me right away, and they sent me back to a combat zone. And then I come back with more injuries. They send me to Great Lakes for rehab, and they should have just fixed me in the first place, and I wouldn't be dealing with a lot of these issues I deal with. And it took them almost 10 years to diagnose me with stress disorder. And I always complained about, you know, my nightmares. About flashbacks, about lack of sleep, not wanting to sleep, you know, things like this. And part of it was I was more focused on my kid. My oldest son has some issues I'm not going to discuss on here. My youngest son, I mean, and my oldest even have some issues too. And I'm not going to discuss personal planning things on here, but my main focus at first was my family, but now I am focusing on bettering myself. You know, I went back to college a couple years ago. I got my master's degree in arts and sociology. And even when you have these type of issues, you can still accomplish many things. You know, I'm still going up in rank in karate. I'm back to doing karate again. I still deal with pain. I still deal with emotions, which you've probably seen in a couple of my videos. And I apologize when I do get emotional in my videos. And PTSD, in the nightmares, and the stress disorders, and the combat I've seen, and the way I was treated in my life, and the bullying that I dealt with, and it's not a wonder why I want to pull my hair out half the time, you know what I'm saying? I mean, not half the time I want to pull my hair out, you know? And, you know, this is a hard subject for me to deal with. And it's a hard subject to talk about. And really, it takes a veteran to understand another veteran of what they go through. I mean, you have to put yourself in their shoes, you know? When they're having a bad day, give them a smile, you know? Or something like that, you know. Those little things really help, because you know we deal with a lot of stress and a lot of emotions and a lot of things that we've seen, and it's like one of the hardest lives Military life was one of the hardest lives, especially, even for a family. I mean, it tears families apart at times. Stress and things like that. Still, and going on operations for a year at a time, being gone, 7 months out of the year. It's really hard on a family life, and I'm grateful. I'm trying to get I'm getting my faith back. I found a good church. I'm no longer part of the Catholic Church. I'm part of the Disciples of Christ. Go to Christ Holiness Church, and getting closer to God, learning more about Jesus, learning more about it's all about a balance. You have to have that balance, spiritually, mentally, and physically. And it's a constant struggle. It's a constant struggle. And it's not the easiest thing. And I just thought I would bring that up, talk to you about the stuff that I've go through. I can go down to the river. I can go down to the river and something could just cause a flashback like that, like looking at a barge. It reminds me of boarding operations that I've done, or a medical show that will freak me out because I worked in triage before, and it doesn't take much. And I just wanted to discuss this with you. If you're a veteran out there and you're dealing with these type of issues, seek help and keep striving and don't give up. And you can never give up. And blessings, my friends. And I wanted to bring this up, and I wish you all the best out there, and keep striving. Blessings always. Bye now. This is Timothy Krosky from Timothy Krosky Family Channel.